Okay, let me welcome you to the Big Agenda Show. You know, the Big Agenda Show is basically about student politics. We invite student politicians and discuss issues about student politics. So fast forward, today we have our topic and I have my guests. We are talking about the topic accessing the policies of the current UMaT SRC government. Accessing the policies of the current UMaT SRC government. Fast forward, I'll go for a quick commercial break. After the break, I'll be introducing my guests. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back once again. Fast forward, I'll be introducing my guests. But before that, let me acknowledge my sponsors. The Big Agenda Show is proudly sponsored by Links Images, The Men's Classic, Hubs Body Goals, and also Dios Graphics. Mr. Asari Bidiago, welcome. And mind you, is the secretary student, is the student secretary for the communication team for Team Ad Meliora. Wow. All right. And we also have here Mr. Asari Bright Peter, the Deputy Welfare Chairman of the SRC. Yes. Asari Bright Peter. Welcome.
Thank you very much, my brother.
I love your shirt.
Thank you. It's an honor to be on your show.
Welcome. So fast forward, we are starting the show, and we have the topic accessing the policies of the current UMaT SRC government. We have, I hope we all have the policies.
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
sure.
Which is the UMaT dream. Sure, the UMaT dream. Let me first ask you, Mr. Emmanuel, what is your take? Your general take about the policy?
Thank you for having me on the show. Alright, I think based on this UMaT dream document that Mr. Isaac Haiti was putting into power, fast forward we are almost halfway through the second semester and little work has been done to it. That is my general view of it.
Okay. Peter Bright, you being the Deputy Welfare for the SRC, what is your take on the policy?
All right. Thank you very much once again for having me on your show. My greetings to your viewers and also to His Excellency Isaac Aite, the current SRC President of UMaT, and special greetings to my in 2 class of UMaT. This policy document, as we all have in our hands here, was supposed to be the saver, or in quote, the ajinkwa of our very dear SRC. In fact, glancing through the policies, when this policy was presented first to me, I was so amazed and perplexed, and I was like, wow, I've joined a team that thinks about students' well-being on campus.
Wow.
I've joined a team that prioritizes students' matters on campus, and I was very much elated, knowing that this very policy will go down to be one of the best policy of any UMaT SRC administration. So that was my first view of the policy document when I had it. That is the UMaT dream. So basically, it was a policy that was supposed to actually change a whole lot of things on campus.
Yeah.
A policy that was supposed to be student-centered, a policy that was supposed to speak for students where students cannot speak for themselves.
Yeah.
And we will dive more into it to see whether if the policy has lived up to expectation or it is lacking far behind.
All right, sure. So with that, let me ask you. The policy has the title, the UMaT dream.
Yeah.
The UMaT dream.
Yeah.
Is it truly our dream?
At the time the policy was being presented, it was a dream of every student. Because going deep into the policy, advocate under sports, advocate for the provision of floodlights on the school's field and whatever. What do we see now? If you can bear me witness, Chamber of Mines basketball court has now turned into a football pitch at night. So when the SRC or when the team came forward to say advocate for the provision of floodlights on the school field, the students saw this as a dream come true because boys like to play football at night.
Yeah.
We want to recreate our Champions League moment. We want to recreate our Europa League moment. And you know, these matches are played at night. So if there's going to be floodlights on our field for us to play soccer at night, then this is a dream come true for all of us. So at the time it was being presented, this was indeed a dream for many students.
Wow. Wow. Mr. Emmanuel, first of all, I want you to go to page number 8 of the policy. And as he stated earlier about the sports, I want us to take a look at the first point. He says, advocate for the provision of floodlights on the schools, which is Takwa Campus soccer field. Advanced talks have already commenced with the Energy Ministry as well as the parties on this initiative. So this clearly states that even him coming on power, some talks were already made.
Yes.
And we can all bear to the fact that he said he will provide floodlights on the school's field. Can we see that?
I don't know which field. Maybe the deputy welfare chairman can attest to that, whether there are some floodlights on the school field.
Sure, because
But then, he in the policy document he says advanced talks have already taken place.
Yeah.
He's been in school for almost 6 months. No one has even put an iron rod on the school field that they are coming to build floodlights. So I don't know how this is supposed to benefit students now, since he's about to leave power as well.
See,
wow.
If I
Sure,
may come in
sure.
on this very initiative. This initiative was actually, as I said earlier, a dream come true for people. But what are we seeing now? We are actually not seeing the floodlights. And SRC has also not come out to clearly state reasons why we are not seeing this floodlight. All we see
We can ask you that you are the deputy welfare.
Yes, in my position as the deputy welfare, I'm very much oblivious of this initiative,
Yeah.
anything that is going on, because I don't also double as the sports chairman or the sports coordinator of the university. So I think the SRC Sports Committee, they are in a much better position to give us any explanation on this very initiative or policy of the SRC. Because what do we see now? All we see is contractors on the field working, a project which has been going on for over 3 years now. And the SRC was coming in to provide floodlights on the field. So I deem it very, very necessary for the sports committee to come out to give some explanation on this very policy, because this is actually a policy that would have gone a long way to actually affect the way students see sports on campus. Because we have
a sports initiative. Want it, and then it will help students. Doesn't it also fall under the welfare of students?
no. You see, sports and welfare, yes, they have something in common. Are you getting it? The welfare and sports have something in common. That is with first aid being under welfare and, doing sports competitions, first aid is needed.
But this also is something for the students.
This is also something for the students. But if you look at this policy very well, it has a welfare section.
Okay.
And we don't see sports listed
we will just
in the
go
welfare
to
section.
that, yeah.
Are you getting it? So sports is sports. Although welfare plays a role in sports, but sports actually is not welfare in general. Are you getting it? So the school's welfare and the school sports committee or the SRC sports committee is supposed to come out and give some vivid explanation on this very policy of the SRC.
Personally, the reason why I want us to talk more about the sports is when you read about his lifetime achievement, it clearly states that, let me read from here. Okay, he said he also showed great interest in sporting activities, for which he became the head of the field events of the school's sports team. In this role, Master Isaac Aite was in charge of the discus, shot put, and javelin, for which he represented the university and placed fourth in the 26th Ghana University Sport Association Games, which clearly states that he's someone who loves sports.
Yeah.
So I was actually expecting whatever he mentioned in his policy concerning the sports aspect. I was actually expecting to see all those things, because his office is almost out.
Yeah.
His office is almost out.
Yeah.
And then, from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like he has done anything under the sports
Anything.
section.
Wow.
Okay,
Let me read the second point. It says provide sports benches for the use by spectators and technical personnel on both the soccer field and basketball court on Takwa campus. Wow.
Yeah. You see, I want to make something clear.
Okay.
I want to make some stance clear very well. Me personally, me being here, I'm not here to defend this current SRC administration, or I'm not here to say in favor of it. Let's go a spade a spade.
Okay.
The fact that we were one of the active people who brought you to power doesn't mean when you are going wrong or something is not going well, we cannot come out to say it. That will mean we are cowards. Are you getting it? We are student politicians, student activists who wants the betterment of students' lives on campus, not people who are here to milk students' coffers dry. Are you getting it? So I want to make that stand very clear, that I'm not here to defend or to say anything in favor of this current SRC administration. If something is there that they've done, we'll congratulate them. If something is there that they also need to do, we'll speak about it and we'll call them to charge.
But you're part of them.
Yes, I'm part of the SRC. And me being part of the SRC, I've played my part, I've played my role. As a deputy,
to make a change in it?
Yes, I've played my role as a deputy welfare chairman.
By making changes?
Yes, by affecting the life of students on campus. Yes.
Okay, let's go to the welfare side.
All right.
Let's dive into the welfare aspect. Okay, welfare and security. Okay, health and sanitation. A, empower the satellite health center at SRC and the clinic at Takwa campus to provide advanced medical services to the students there. This will be done by providing the both health centers with imperative equipment needed for them to proffer better services. Wow. So I think with this, he made some donations to the prior
to his election.
Yeah. So I was actually, I don't know, but has this been done?
As it came to power, not before.
Not before. We are not talking about before.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much once again. I would like to tackle this whole welfare and security issue very, very differently, or look at it from a very different perspective. Now, looking at health and sanitation, or welfare and security, prior to elections, before election, we saw our SRC president, donating some personal health equipment to the university clinic, which includes TV, curtains, laboratory tools, and etc. to the university clinic when we were given power, when power was given to us. My role as the deputy welfare chairman, or together as the welfare committee of the SRC, we've also undertaken certain measures or certain things that were posing threats to students on life on campus that we've also come in to solve. What are some of these things I'm talking about? You are a witness, the Osborne staircase, the staircase that leads to Osborne. Early part of first semester, there was no lighting system there. The lighting conditions, they were very poor. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
And if lighting condition is very poor, that place is a danger zone where a lot of students have been attacked by unscrupulous human beings. We took it upon ourselves as a welfare committee. And now today, I can tell you that on that very staircase, there are 3 functional street lights that are working there, where students are very much confident working there at night. I'm not saying they should take any risk.
Lights not done by the same boss
before he came into power. Yes. So and those street lights was clearing and fixing lights there. That same staircase, now there is no lights there. It drew the attention of us, the SRC welfare.
But I think before that, you were also passing there.
Yes, I was also using that very route.
So why is it that you waited for that thing to happen on Twitter before you could fix it?
Good. And before that comment had come into the scene, plans were already being made. Are you getting it? These street lights.
How long did it take for him to fix it whilst he was the NUPS president?
Whilst he was the NUPS president.
How long did it take for him to fix it when he was the SRC president?
All right. When you are working with personal funds, it is different from when you are working with government funds or student funds. Let us establish something here.
NUPS does not have student
Let us establish something. It's not a matter of NUPS does not have student funds.
But that's what you are saying.
When we come on campus, when we come to campus, the NUPS is a secretariat under the SRC.
Which gets money from students.
Are you getting it? Which gets access to money through the SRC. We cannot compare the funds the NUPS get to that of the SRC. There's a very big difference between them. So most of the times we see NUPS offices operating sometimes with personal funds and other advocacies. That was one of his main acronyms he was working with. Advocacy and timely intervention. I get it. But when we come to matters of the SRC rely mostly on student funds, that is dues. And student funds is government fund. And before you use government fund, there are a whole lot of procedures you go through before you get access to these government funds. Let us establish something. A matter was raised. the welfare committee came to that matter and we settled it. Are you getting it?
And timely intervention.
Advocacy and timely intervention. That is not what we are basing on. That is not what we are basing on. No, that is not what we are basing on. It's also in the dream.
I actually
Yes,
wanted,
yes.
I
It's also
actually
in the
wanted
dream.
us to
That
talk
is his
about
personal
it.
acronym, not my acronym.
No, but you are using it.
And
So
it's
means
part
that
of you.
That is his
the
personal
light has
acronym.
to also be timely fixed.
That is good. And nobody was attacked there before the light was fixed. It
So you
was-
were waiting for someone to be attacked.
No. That's not the point we are making.
You
But
clearly
that's not what
said it.
I said. Nobody,
You said nobody.
was attacked
So
there because
clearly it was-
initially,
you were
initially,
waiting for someone to get attacked
let me
before
land.
you
Let me
fix
land. Initially, somebody was attacked before the nukes came in to fix the streets light there.
Okay.
You were at Osborne. You were at Osborne last
We are
year.
waiting for someone to get attacked before we fix it.
That
What
light
we
is
are
working.
saying.
It is up and running.
Oh, right.
3
It's
functional
up and
street
running.
lights. Yes, it is up and running. You see, I want us to put that matter aside because the SRC or the welfare committee, we came to it. There are other important things that I believe Mr. President should have tackled, and by now we are not seeing anything.
But before
on it.
that, I want us to tackle the entertainment and the recreations. The entertainment, the first point, the SRC Resort Initiative, which shall be a rebrand
Of the Freshest
Aquaba Night, a rebrand of the Freshest Aquaba Night. We can, I was there during the Freshest Aquaba. I was there. I saw whatever that went on. In fact, I actually don't know. Should I use your word, the rebrand, or what? Because I actually, what can you say about what happened at the Freshest Aquaba Night?
I'm a student in mining too.
Yeah.
So when I came in level 100, we saw how the Freshest Aquaba that was organized for us was not the best. It was not the best. We could not write home about it. But then during His Excellency Boss Ike's campaign, he printed the last Freshest Aquaba budget and used it as a campaign. So when we saw it in his UMaT dream, we thought, then it means that when he comes, he's come to do something better for us.
Yeah.
But then he organizes a Freshest Aquaba away from campus. Students have to struggle to get there. People have to wait long. People had to come to stand on campus for about an hour before they were able to get a bus to bus them to the event center. When they got there, students were not able to get chairs to sit on.
Yeah.
People were not able to get water. People were not able to get food to eat. So they came to sit there 3 hours, 4 hours. People got back to their hostels in the dead of night. How then do you justify Freshest Aquaba Night? You put it here, that you rebrand it, but then you are even, whatever you put in your budget card here, we've not even come to that one. We've not even come to that one. But the rebranding didn't happen. And then right now it is here. So I don't know whether the deputy welfare chairman also tell us that one too is not under welfare, so we can't talk about it.
You see, the SRC Resort, whatever initiative it's called, which shall be a rebrand of the Freshest Aquaba Night. Personally, I was there. The Freshest Aquaba Night.
Okay, you enjoyed it.
Both Escad.
You enjoyed it.
I didn't enjoy it.
You enjoyed it.
I didn't enjoy it.
You enjoyed it.
My bad, I didn't enjoy the night.
Okay.
Because I felt as a fresher. If I was to be a fresher by then, it was very abysmal. You see, let's call a spade a spade. I always say it. On a scale of 1 to 10, the first Aquaba night, I'll give you a rating of 4. 4. Yes. 4.
At which a whole pool was booked.
4. I'll give it a rating of 4.
Expecting about 1,000
A rating of
students.
4. You see, before such events are organized, you need to hold stakeholder consultations.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? You need to find out even what population of continuous students are turning out at the event.
What population of freshers are even coming to the event?
Are you getting it? We are not even, no, let's not even talk about freshers, because freshers, it is their event. The first Aquaba, it is titled Freshers Aquaba, in quote. It is for freshers. But here is the case, we cannot seize any continuous student from coming to the event.
Wow. You cannot seize any continuous students from coming to the Freshest Aquaba Night. I really love how the show is moving. With that, let me go for a quick commercial break. I'll be right back. Welcome back once again. In fact, we are still on the topic accessing the policies of the current UMaT SRC government. This show is proudly sponsored by Links Images, the men's classic, Hub's Body Goals, and also Dairos Graphics. All right, Mr. Peter, you were saying you can't seize any continuous student. So can you continue on that for me, what you were saying before we went for the break?
All right, so back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
We're on the SRC ways
Yeah.
that is initiative, which shall be a rebrand of the
Freshers Aquaba Night. Yeah.
You see, as I was saying, before you can actually, or before you host any SRC show or any SRC event as big as the Freshers Aquaba, we should understand that the Freshers Aquaba has come to stay.
Sure.
It has become like a culture. It is not mandatory, but it has come to stay. You cannot say you are not going to do Freshers Aquaba.
Yeah.
Are you getting it?
Sure.
So if you are going to host Freshers Aquaba, then you need to actually hold stakeholder consultations to find out the number of students which are even interested in coming to the event, and the place you are going to host the event, can it accommodate such students? But what did we see? We saw students standing. In fact, students standing by roadside, an active highway, the Takrady Highway.
Yeah.
Students standing by it because there are no places for students to sit. So the rebrand here has not lived to its meaning, because it's actually not a rebrand.
He wants to ask you something.
Yeah.
I want to ask. So you said no one can stop continuous students from coming to the event.
Yeah.
Okay. So if this particular event, only freshers went for this event, are you sure freshers alone could have been like what they provided for would have been enough for just freshers?
No.
Okay, no. That's nice.
No. What they provided for wouldn't even be enough for freshers on campus alone. Much less to think about those who are outside hostels, Gold Hall, and the like.
Because I was there, I saw the seats and other.
And you know, one funny thing that happened during the Freshers Aquaba Night, our dear freshmen were there waiting to be served, and our brothers were around, also going to serve themselves. So you can see the conflicts there. I'm waiting to be served. Be there, I'm going to serve myself. So it was also something that was actually going on. But the first Aquaba was not well planned. I wish you were at the Escado Own. It was well organized. Everyone was well seated. The show was going on one state to the other, state to the other. But I don't know what happened on main campus. Everything was poor, from busing to the main show event. You see, I think we need to look at this. The main campus numbers.
Yeah, I think they planned the same. They planned
the main campus numbers. The numbers on Escado, they are much lesser than the numbers on main campus. So if we are planning for main campus, we should be very tactical and very analytical.
Sure.
Because the numbers we are having on main campus, we are having about 3,000 freshmen on campus. And we are hosting an event, you see, taking into consideration the fact that not every freshman will be interested. But let's assume that it is their program, so they are all coming. Eagle's Nest cannot handle 3,000 students. Giving them accommodation free, like asking everyone is sitting down and being comfortable. That was a very poor decision on the side of the SRC. That was a very poor decision on the side of the SRC. And I hope and I pray subsequent SRC administrations will take it into consideration as we are talking about it. Then we are also learning from the mistakes people are making in the past. Because in fact, this team was one of the very team that backlashed the previous administration on their Freshers Aquaba Night. Not to take myself out of it, because we were not happy about it. And I'll be very glad if our dear freshmen will come out and express their rage on this very Freshers Aquaba Night, because to me it is nothing to write home about. It is nothing to write home about.
All right, I want us to take a little touch on the transportation aspect. The point D. It says institute the Mifienie Misukunie initiative, where the SRC will organize buses for the safe conveying of students to and from campus during vacations. Wow. I want to ask Mr. Emmanuel, what can you say about this? In fact, personally, I haven't seen anything. I haven't even heard the Mifienie Misukunie policy, that thing. In fact, it's stated clearly in the policies, but then,
all right. Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
Currently on campus, any student or any group of students can stand up and organize a bus for students to take them home. There are instances where students are stranded because these students who take the monies do not organize enough buses for them.
Sure.
So then they are left stranded. So I think this policy by the SRC was a good policy, but it has not been instituted, or it has not been brought to work. It is not even working, because even last semester,
Okay.
some students organized buses for other students, and then on their way they had an accident.
Yeah.
You get it? So how are we saying that we are to help the students come to campus safely if we are not regulating it? If not you introducing the buses, you can help regulate
Sure.
it, but the regulation is not also there. So anybody can stand up and say, I am organizing a bus, Accra to Tadi, Takwa to Accra, Takwa to Kumasi, Takwa to Kumasi.
Okay, fast forward.
Mr. Emmanuel,
Maybe.
I want to touch on the transport.
Okay.
As he's saying, the Mifie Misuku
Yeah.
initiative.
Maybe
This-
that might happen
this-
coming
this-
vacation.
This was a brilliant
We've already
idea.
spent another
Listen,
money.
this was a brilliant idea. But then let's take something into consideration here. There are a lot of students who go into this busing
Sure.
business.
Yeah.
I getting it. So the SRC coming in to take it for itself will be like we are killing student entrepreneurs on campus.
Alright.
But then that notwithstanding, the SRC could have come in to do something by endorsing
Sure.
students who are patronizing this business, and it will be like the SRC has endorsed this set of people. So if you go outside this set of people to pick other buses, then you are at your own risk.
Yeah, because
Are you
I
getting
think
it?
some other universities they
Good.
do that.
Some other universities do that.
Yeah.
But here's the case: our SRC didn't do it. They brought Mifie Nie Misuku Nie initiative, which is a brilliant idea. Are you getting it? But not to take away the business ideas of these student entrepreneurs. Because not all of us will be the engineers we are here to be.
Okay.
Are you getting it? Others will go into media, others will go into politics, journalism, business, and what have you. So to endorse or to make this policy a reality, the SRC could have come on board to endorse this, busing systems. We endorse this, and that. So students who are moving from maybe Accra to Takwa to Accra, you can choose this set of buses. Students who are moving from here to Sunyani, you can choose this set of buses to make sure that, in fact, we even have a database
Yeah.
of students who are using these buses.
This is in line with the regulation I'm talking about.
Good. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that, because anybody, and we always have instances, we always have complaints where students will come and these people took my money, I didn't get seats, my goods are missing. We can't even trace the students who organized the buses.
Sure.
Because SRC does not have any database on this. So fast forward, I think the subsequent or the incoming administrations should actually look at this very policy, because this is a policy that, as I'm saying, is a brilliant idea.
Sure.
But it's endorsed, its implementation, and then how it could have been brought to light, I'm not sure that is what His Excellency and his board or
Alright.
his council members are actually doing.
Sure. So I think the subsequent SRC should take a hold on that and work towards it. I want us to go back on something from the welfare and security, the point C,
Let's see.
talking about sanitation. It says project fix it, replace damaged bins and other assets of the SRC. Has that one been done?
Replace damaged bins and other assets of
The
the
SRC.
SRC.
I actually want us to tackle the
I-
damaged bins.
I. Very little has been done about this policy, to be frank.
Very little.
It has not been done.
Okay.
It has not been done. I had one concern that was last year, going to LH. Going to LH, there was these dust bins that
Yeah.
were there. They were giving some offensive smells, and
Yeah.
it was something that I personally took up. And when we were giving mantle as a welfare committee, now I can proudly say those bins are no more there.
Sure.
They are no more there. But for the replacement of the damaged bins, for that one, I'm very much sure that if not little, nothing has been actually done about it.
Has the SRC even provided any bins for?
No, the SRC has actually not provided any bins. You see, one issue we are facing now here is decentralization.
Sure.
Where power will be delegated from the top to the bottom for everybody to work in their respective office. Not only this current administration, past administrations, the concept of decentralization is not what we are seeing. Instead of decentralization, we are seeing centralization, where power is concentrated to one office, the office of the SRC president. So even if you are an entertainment chairman or you are whatever, you are subject to approval of the SRC president. So when you bring an initiative up and it is not in line with the SRC president, then it means yours cannot.
Are you telling us that you brought this project up to the SRC president?
No, that is not what I'm saying.
No, I want to ask, have you brought it up?
No.
Does he know it's not done?
Of course, he knows it is not done.
So what is he doing about it?
For that, you can ask him when you see him, because
Mr. Deputy, it's under your office. This is the welfare and security.
And I'm telling you on authority, that the SRC president knows very well that this policy he brought up is not done. In fact, have you been to his office? This policy is there. It is right by him, beside him. He reads it every day.
So what is he doing about it?
What is he doing about it? That I don't know. I don't know if the
Why
1 month ahead.
Why don't you know?
Why
Because
don't
you
you
are
know?
you are the
Because it's under your
deputy.
office.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have a mail. I also answer to my mail. Thank you for acknowledging that I'm a deputy. I answer to the mail. The mail also answers to the
Is it
SRC president.
is it that you just have the position but you are not recognized as such, or what?
You see, that is how it is even seeming now. That is how it is even seeming now. Because we can't be in an administration where your voice, your views are not taken into consideration.
You are not welcome.
It is not. It's abysmal. I getting it. What is actually going on?
Then
is
actually
very abysmal.
a lot is happening there.
So, Mr.
Yes, I believe and I think.
Mr. Bright.
And I'm telling you that you should have the SRC president on your show.
Mr. Bright.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll talk to my
Under your
producer.
office.
We will work on that.
Under your office. What year have you done?
What here?
What under the welfare and security have you done?
Okay, fast forward. Let me briefly go through. In fact, I think.
So there is
Is
Project Fix It. There is Project Fix It. Launch UMaT Goals Green. Partner with the University Guidance and Counseling to
live.
The SRC Shake to Live initiative, which shall be a health walk and aerobic session tailored to promote student health. Okay. This SRC Shake to Live, I can say on authority that it is in the pipeline. It is in the pipeline. Yes, it is in the pipeline. It will
From
come
since
For
he was
6
given.
months.
Yes,
It has
it
been
is
in the pipeline.
It is. That's what the president is saying. That is in the pipeline, and I'm also telling you it is in the pipeline. It is in the pipeline, and then launch the UMaT class. So I don't know when UMaT is going to go green.
Wow.
Operation Illumination.
Repair 40 street lights and make further extension to complement the current residential expansion. You see, this Operation Illumination, I for one, am very much particular about it, because wherever there is darkness, there's a lot of evil activities going on there. Are you getting it? That is why I was very much particular about the lighting system on the Osborne staircase, because that place it's a hot zone. Students use it day in, day out, day in, day out, and I'm very much glad and I'm happy that now everyone can attest to the fact that we have lighting system there.
Sure.
You see, we should not flaunt with the bare minimum. There are other greater things that I believe the SRC can do for himself or for the student body. Are you with me on that? So for
signage on campus for easy movement.
I even want to ask the president, because this will not.
You want to ask the president of my show?
Yes, I want to ask the president. Yes,
You want to ask
I'm
the
sending
president
a
of my
message to
show?
the president, because this signage, I'm not sure it will take even 1% of the SRC budget to do this signage. Are you getting it? Because a lot of people come to UMaT campus at freshers, and they don't know where mini auditorium is.
Sure.
They don't know where the LH is, where MC is. So if when we were starting this show, I said something that this policy document, that is the UMaT dream, was truly a dream. But now it has turned a nightmare and a disaster. Are you getting it? It has become a nightmare and a disaster.
Wow.
A dream that you believed in and you guys can't work on.
A dream that 80% of the UMaT student populace believed in.
All right, sure. So
Time is gone, but not all is lost.
Fast forward, I think our time is almost out. But then I want us to talk about one of the main points, which is the special project. The special project, which is actually the UMaT dream.
Yeah.
Which is actually the UMaT dream. Okay, so let me briefly. It says this 5-year development plan actually is an amalgamation of several projects carefully tailored, among other things, to improve students' lives and welfare on campus, generate other source of the revenue for the SRC, as well as contribute to the improvement of infrastructural development of the school. The amalgamation of projects shall contain the Yansoye DNA Drive, which is SRC hostel. The school, okay, the SRC NEGFA Clubhouse, the SRC Electronic Billboard, the At Your Doorstep Initiative Delivery Service, the SRC Campus Ride, and the hostel app. There will be two sides to this campaign, the legal side and the innovation side. A bill shall be presented to the LA upon the agreement and passing of which a 5-member committee comprising of the Dean of Students, the SRC President, the Speaker of the SRC LA, the SRC Chief Justice, the SRC Treasurer, as well as an ex-official member who shall be the immediate past SRC President, shall be constituted. This board will be in charge of the Strategic Development Fund, SDF, which shall be the financial spine of the whole project. The UMaT dream.
A brilliant idea.
Wow. But before we talk about that, let's go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back once again. We are still on the topic accessing the policies of the current UMaT SRC government. Fast forward, so we were on the special project, which is actually the UMaT dream. Sure. So let's tackle the Yansuye DNA Drive, which is the SRC hostel.
Yeah.
SRC hostel. Before I'll let you talk, I want to take Mr. Emmanuel's view on this. I want to take your view on this.
Okay. The SRC hostel was a very nice idea to be able to help regulate the prices of hostels in the system. I think during his vetting, he was able to bring out a plan, even with a budget, on what he would do or how much he would need to build the SRC hostel. But 6 months into his tenure, we are not even seeing a block, not even a cement block, to be able to show even a foundation that he has done it. But then it is here. I don't know whether our SRC welfare,
his time is still, he's still in office. Maybe he will do it before he leaves. Well,
and build a hostel in 2 months. Are you sure? Build a hostel.
That's magic do happens.
Even his summer hat that he's building, it's not.
We will talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Is there a dry line or a summer hat? Because personally, that looks like a dry line to me. That looks like a dry line to me.
Anyway,
but that looks like a dry line to me. It's more like a dry line than an outdoor.
Some people call it a bed nest.
An outdoor steady area. It's more like a dry line. It's more like a.
These are not my words.
It's more like a.
These are his words. Anyway,
these are let's say some. Obineka na se meya febi yesere ozi we su besere kakra se ja obi oba okoteka ebe yi ba oba UMaT your dry line see your mass department name. Okay.
Anyway, let's talk about the SRC hostel.
The SRC hostel.
When are we getting it?
You see, the SRC hostel, Yansuye DNA Drive, right?
Yeah.
The SRC hostel. Personally, I know nothing about it.
Why?
Personally,
you are the deputy welfare.
Personally, I know nothing
These
about
things,
it. Let me
welfare.
You see, this deputy welfare issue you are raising here, your life on campus, have you heard of a deputy welfare before? Let's be frank and be realistic. Have you heard of a deputy welfare? Let me tell the host. No, let me tell the host now. Have you heard of a deputy welfare before?
So you are telling us that your position right now is made up?
No, have you heard
of it's a crafted.
No, have you heard of a university having an attorney general who is a student before? But currently we are having one. Are you getting it? We are currently having one. Maybe there's a better explanation to it.
Sure.
Are you getting it as to why we have such offices?
But you also, when you continue saying that you are part of the SRC.
You see, when we take constitution, there is no deputy welfare inside. So constitutionally, I don't even form part of the SRC. You see, but personally, I'm someone I'm someone that I'm very much concerned about student
Sure.
matters on campus. And then if there is a plight students are facing, I like to come in, add my voice to it to make sure that these issues are being solved or these issues are being settled on campus. And that is something that I've been doing. Now let's look at the SRC hostel.
Yeah.
Tackling the whole UMaT dream. The first line says, this 5-year development plan.
Yeah.
Brilliant. 5-year development plan, because even the university has a development plan.
Sure.
Ghana has development plan. So if you're also coming on board with a 5-year development plan, then wow, who wouldn't support this idea? And you know one thing that made me fall in love with this very much dream? There will be two sides to this campaign. That is the legal side and the innovation side. The legal side will be the continuity of the project.
Yeah.
Because the legal side will seek to establish the plan, backed by law, an act of student parliament, that any SRC president that comes, you are supposed to follow this development plan until 5 years. Oh, please let me land. I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point. I want to land.
Sure.
You see, every SRC president that comes, you're supposed to follow this 5-year development plan. So if you understand his development plan very well, you will see that the hostel here is not supposed to be built in 1 year, but you were supposed to start it. Are you getting it? The campus ride was supposed to be started. The hostel app was supposed to be started. The delivery service was supposed to be started. So it was anticipated that at the end of 5 years, 5 successive SRC administration, we will have our hostel app, we will have our delivery system, we will have our billboard, we will have our clubhouse. But then, I've had so much consultations and interactions with the speaker of this current parliament, Right Honorable Sylvester. Greetings to him wherever he is. No bill has even been sent to him to call his members on it for them to debate it. So I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question. Was this policy document, or is this policy document, was it intended to cover the eyes of students?
Actually,
because
that's how
we all believed, we all fell in love with the UMaT dream. Are you getting it?
I think,
but you were very vocal in helping this.
Yes, me being vocal in making his campaign a success.
Why not be vocal in helping it come to?
That is why I'm here. That is why I'm here, adding my voice, because I've done it closed doors and it is not yielding any results. Then we need to come out for the whole students body to know that, look, it's not as if closed doors as if you've spoken to him. Of course.
He will say yes, it's true.
I asked you to interview the president on your show in this very interview, right?
Deputy welfare position.
My brother, stop saying deputy welfare, because we all know constitutionally there is no deputy welfare. You are the communications secretary of Admiral, right? Communications secretary of Admiral. We'll come to you later because we are assessing the policy of
policy that you were very vocal in.
You see,
the
because
that you go around telling everyone.
Aden. Which other policy? Was it the brass band policy? Was it the brass band policy? You see?
Let me say this. So actually, was it a planned thing that you actually want to blind the eyes of the students with these policies, or what?
No. These policies, they were actually supposed to be implemented. And there's one thing that we are not actually looking at as an SRC administration. You answer to students. You don't answer to anybody else. So if you come to power and you promise the students something and maybe you are not even able to do it, you should come out to let the students know that, look, when I was coming, I said this and this and that. But due to certain challenges, I cannot do this. And this is to those who are coming. Before you bring something out, try and hold stakeholder consultations with our people in our administration, with our vice chancellors, and let them also give you their views on what they think. Because we don't want a situation whereby you be voted into power and you come and tell me the school does not want me to do this.
Okay, so I getting it? The school does not. If you had to lift this document out.
Oh, this document, we'll give it 2/10. As a working document of the SRC. 2/10.
What exactly can you pinpoint has been done well?
2/10.
What has been done well?
2/10 document.
Oh, I think the delivery service, it's actually...
The delivery service is up and running at Escado. We are here to see for main campus. And I must commend the SRC president on that
Yeah,
the delivery
sure.
service is up and running at the schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't say up and running. I've seen pictures. I've not been there to see whether if it is up and running, but let's see if it is. I want to
Also
Mr.
in the same,
uh-huh.
in the same, under the UMaT dream, there are ways, it's stated there that you are going to find ways of generating other sources. I was at the president's budget hearing. He listed a lot of things that he do to help generate funds for the SRC.
Mm-hmm.
What policy has been put forward by the SRC to be able to get money into the coffers of the SRC to help successful
Father, I
governments
think the
put
treasurer
into
will be in the best place to answer this question. If we all attest to the fact, the treasurer will be in the best position to answer this question. I want to make a statement here. You see, looking at his CV, his resume,
Yeah.
there is something that caught my attention. It caught my eye. That was guiding principles, transparency, accountability. The word accountability. We are almost 2 months into the semester. Audit of the last semester has not been released.
Where's the accountability?
And his core values, we see transparency and accountability.
Yeah.
So I'm asking, where is the accountability? Where is the transparency?
Wow. His Excellency Isaac Aite, your deputy welfare is
You
here
see,
and
we can't-
calling you out to
we
answer
can't call-
these questions.
we can't call- yes,
So,
yes.
we expect you.
And then
Yes.
if we
We
tell us
expect you
that
to give us
yes,
answers to these
we would have to come
questions.
back here.
Yes,
Come and
yes,
debate
because
it again.
the SRC president, you, if you want to be SRC president, you cannot go and we've learned from our mistakes. So now we are going to be very vigilant. In fact, that was the motto of that was the name of
First of
our
all, let me ask you something. Have you ever regretted campaigning or following His Excellency Isaac Aite?
No, I've never regretted. You see, as we are in this political campaign and whatever,
Yeah.
it is an opportunity to actually discover some hidden potentials in you.
Sure.
To actually develop yourself. Maybe you have something in you. Me joining this student politics has actually made me realize certain things I was good at that I was not paying attention to. So if I say I regret, no, because there has been a positive side and a negative side. This student politics.
Let's put it out like this. For the policy, for the students, put away your personal benefits and other stuff. Put them away. Those are your personal something. But I actually want you to answer this in the view of students.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this most of the things in the policies has not been done.
Mm-hmm.
So do you regret?
No, I don't regret.
When you are walking around being called as one of the most vibrant campaign members for Boss Ike, do you regret?
You see, at times it is a shame that you walk and people ask you these kind of things.
Yeah.
And you actually can't. You see, the problem is, it is a shame that you cannot defend something you stood for.
Sure.
Are you getting it? But I also joined the student populace to put His Excellency on his toes.
Do you regret it?
I've said it here that I don't regret. I actually don't regret because
I said
if we don't follow, if we shouldn't, okay, let's establish something. I didn't campaign for Ike.
Who told you
No,
that?
I'm come to say something.
Okay.
I didn't campaign for Ike.
Okay.
Now, which other team would I have gone to? That's the question. Which other team would I have? You see, a very good friend of mine, Francis, also answer can come. He made one statement the last time. He was like, Ike made me believe him.
He told me that yesterday.
And I was like, brother, there's a whole lot to this political life on campus here. And I would like to recommend you on bringing up such a brilliant show.
Thank you.
Before we go, please, we are student leaders. Let us come together and solve problems of students, realistic problems of students, in a more practical way, rather than using big vocabularies and lengthy documents, which at the end will not yield any positive result on the students. That is my humble plea.
Well, right. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. You have 30 seconds. What do you have to say?
All right. The show has
Please
been,
look into the camera.
the
for me.
show has been a good show. I've been able to help my welfare chairman tell us the truth about his government. And then I'd also like to say a big hello to informer Emmanuel, the head of the team at Melira, incoming SRC president.
Hey, please.
We live to see.
All right, we live to see.
We live to see.
All right, thank you very much. I'll
live to
actually
see.
be calling the SRC aspirant on my show, and
We live to see.
trust me, you will love it. So thank you very much. If you've not subscribed to the channel, kindly do that. Like, comment for us. My name goes official KK Hansen, and this is the Big Agenda Show. Thank you.